Good morning, class. Welcome to the online classes from 7 Mathematics from the Rajkumar College, Rajkot. Right, yesterday we had started with the angles that are formed by the transversal. Different types of angles that were formed by the transversal. Now let us continue with the type of angles that are formed. We had done corresponding angles. Okay. Now the next type of angles that are formed are called interior alternate angles. Interior alternate angles. Okay. Now what are interior alternate angles? Now interior alternate angles, as the name suggests, the angles must be interior. Pair of angles that are interior. Pair of angles that are interior. Number 2. Name alternate. Alternate means one on the right side of the transversal, right side of the transversal, and the other on the left side. Now you know which is the right side and the left side. Okay. Number 3, see. First is it should be pair of angles that are interior. Interior angles are 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6 are the interior angles. Now any pair, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 3 and 6, 4 and 5, they are all interior angles. But one should be on the right side of the transversal and the other on the left side. So if I take 4 on the right, 3 is on the left, 5 on the right, 6 is on the left. Okay, that is right and left. But the third most important is the angles are again not adjacent. The angles are not adjacent. So 3 and 4 are interior angles, one on the right, one on the left, but they are adjacent. 5 and 6 are interior angles, one on the right, one on the left, but they are adjacent. So they cannot be interior alternate angles. So for that, I need interior angle, one on the right, one on the left, not adjacent. So my angles will be, the angles are, which are the angles? Angle 4 and angle 6, angle 3 and angle 5. So how many pairs of interior alternate angles am I getting? I'm getting only 2 pairs. 2 pairs of interior alternate angles. What are interior alternate angles? They are a pair of angles that are both interior, one on the right side, one on the left side, but they are not adjacent. They are known as interior alternate angles. Please write it down also. Next type of angles. These are all angles formed by the transversal. Now the next type of angles are exterior alternate angles. Exterior alternate angles. Now here when we are talking about types of angles formed, remember they are all pairs of angles. We are taking two angles at a time. Corresponding angles also we took two angles only. Okay. A pair of it. Now exterior alternate angles, as the name suggests, it means that the angles are exterior, or they lie on the exterior part of it. Number 2, okay, exterior angles I have 1, 2, 8 and 7. They are exterior. Now they are again one on the right side of the transversal and one on the left side of the transversal. One on the right, one on the left. One on the right, one on the left. Okay. So these angles cannot be adjacent at all. So here we are getting the angles. 1 and 2 are exterior angles. 7 and 8 are also exterior angles. 1 is on the right, 2 is on the left. 7 is on the left, 8 is on the right. 1 right, 1 left. But again, what do we come to the third point? The angles are not adjacent. The angles are not adjacent. So if they are not adjacent, then which will be the angles? Angles will be angle 1 and angle 7, angle 2 and angle 8. Okay, angle 2 and angle 8. So which are the exterior alternate angles? 1 and 7, 2 and 8. How many pairs of exterior alternate angles I'm getting? Again, 2 pairs of exterior alternate angles. Right. Next is pair of angles on the pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Which are the interior angles? 3, 4, 5, 6. They are the interior angles. But they must be on the same side of the transversal. 4 and 5 on the same side, 3 and 3 and 6 on the same side. They are known as co-interior angles. What do we call them? Co-interior angles. What are co-interior angles? Interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Which are the angles here? The angles are angle 4 and angle 5, angle 3 and angle 6. They are the co-interior angles. Okay, so these are the different pairs of angles that are formed. Corresponding angles, 4 pairs of them. They are on the same side of the transversal, one exterior, one interior, but not adjacent. Interior alternate angles on either side of the transversal, one on the left, one on the right, either side. They are all interior angles, but they are not adjacent. Exterior alternate angles, one on the left, one on the right, both exterior, but not adjacent. Interior angles on the same side of the transversal will be angles are known as co-interior angles. They are on the same side. They do not share the same vertex. They are not adjacent. These angles are also not adjacent. Okay, on the same side but not adjacent. They are known as co-interior angles. Right. These are different types of angles formed when a transversal intersects two lines. Now let us see what happens if a transversal intersects parallel lines. Okay. Now let's go on to the different type. You have learnt about intersecting lines. Intersecting lines means they will always meet at a point. Intersecting lines will always meet at a point. Now next type of lines are known as the parallel lines. Now parallel lines do not meet at a point. Okay, they do not meet at a point. For example, if I take these two lines, now you see that these two lines, you will say they are not meeting at a point. But if I extend this line, and I extend this line also, eventually they will meet at a point. They will meet at a point. Okay, when I extend the two lines. So such lines, even if I draw it this way, are known as intersecting lines. Now if I take two lines, okay, and I extend these two lines on both the sides, I keep extending as far as possible, these two lines will not meet each other. So these two lines we say are parallel lines. Now the other point of difference between intersecting lines and parallel lines are, if you look at the distance between the two lines here and here at two different points, the distance between the two lines is not same. So when we talk about intersecting lines, they are meeting at a point because distance between the two lines are not same. Okay, intersecting lines will meet at a point because the distance between the two lines are not same at different points. At different points. This is what you need to write down. Okay. Now parallel lines do not meet at a point because if you take the distance at any point, the distance between the two lines is same. So what do we come here? Parallel lines, distance between the two lines at any point is same. then we call it as parallel lines. Okay, so they are the two basic difference between an intersecting line and parallel lines. Intersecting lines will meet at a point because the distance between the two lines is not same at any point. Whereas parallel lines do not meet at a point because the distance between the two lines are same throughout the two lines and at any point. Okay. Now, as we said, if two parallel lines, now let's see about pairs of angles formed by a transversal of parallel lines. Okay. Now let us see. Two lines are parallel. The distance between the two is same. This is the transversal. Let's name the lines again as L and M, and this is T. T is the transversal. Now there are different angles formed. Again, two lines intersected by a transversal, how many angles are formed? 8 angles are formed. Of the 8 angles, 4 angles are interior, 4 angles are exterior. 4 pairs of vertically opposite angles, 4 pairs of corresponding angles, 2 pairs of interior alternate angles, 2 pairs of exterior alternate angles, and 2 pairs of angles on the same interior angles on the same side of the transversal. The same type of angles are formed here. But what is the special relationship between these angles? That is what we are going to find. Now let us take the angles A, B, C, D. Then we have E, F, G, H. Okay. Now, if two pairs of parallel lines are intersected by a if a pair of parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, again 8 angles are formed. Of the 8 angles, which are the exterior angles? Exterior angles will be, which are the exterior angles here? Angle A, angle B, angle G, and angle H. Which are the interior angles? What will be the interior angles here? Interior angles are angle C, angle D, angle E, and angle F. Now, which are the pair of angles on the same side? Now, here we are talking about pairs of angles. Okay, don't forget we are talking angles on the same side of the transversal. Here also we have angles on the same side of the transversal. Right side, which are the angles? On the right, angles are angle A, angle D, angle E, and angle H. On the left side, we have angle B, angle C, angle F, and angle G. Right. Next type of angles, corresponding angles. What do we know about corresponding angles? Pairs of corresponding angles. 2 angles on the same side of the transversal. One exterior, one interior, but not adjacent. So corresponding angles will be angle A and angle E, angle D and angle H, angle B and angle F, angle C and angle G. These are the corresponding angles. Now we come to interior alternate angles. Which are the interior alternate angles? Must be interior, but not adjacent. One on the right, one on the left. Angle D and angle F. Angle C and angle E. They are the interior alternate angles. Which are the exterior alternate angles? Exterior alternate angles will be angle A and angle G, angle B and angle H. They are the exterior alternate angles. Now, angles on the same side of the transversal. Let me write it here itself. Interior angles on the same side of the transversal. First pair will be angle D and angle E. And the next pair will be angle C and angle F. So they are the angles on the same side of the transversal. Now these angles are also formed by the transversal, which is intersecting a pair of parallel lines. Okay. Now let us see what we know about the angles. Now, if you look at angle A and B are linear pair. Okay. So, if A is acute, B is obtuse. A and C are vertically opposite. If they are vertically opposite, A is equal to C, B is equal to D. So, in this I can say we have vertically opposite angles. And what do we know about vertically opposite angles? They are equal. So, we know that angle A is equal to angle C. Angle B is equal to angle D. Similarly, angle F is equal to angle H. Angle E is equal to angle G. Okay? The vertically opposite angles. Now, if A is equal to C and B is equal to D, that means A plus B is 180. C plus D is also 180. Okay. Now, these two angles, CA and E. If you look at A and E and G are also same. A and E are what type of angles? Angle A and angle E are corresponding angles. They are corresponding. Okay. Now, if these two lines are parallel, the distance between the two lines is same. And the inclination of T is same for both. If it is same, then this angle A and angle E will also be equal. Now, for that, what I want you to do is, you will draw this figure, okay? Take your scale and draw the figure. Because I don't want to give you the answer straight away. What you will do is, you will take a scale, okay, and draw parallel lines. You can put your scale here, draw a line on top, line below. Then draw another line this way. Now you will get different angles. take your protractor, measure this angle, right? Then you measure these two angles. Measure this and measure this and this. Only these two angles. First you measure angle A, you measure angle B, then measure angle E and angle F. Measure these two angles. Write down the measurement. Once you write down the measurements of A, B, E and F, then write the measurements according to vertically opposite angles. Because what we know about vertically opposite angles? They are equal. So write the measurements according to the vertically opposite angles. Now once you write that, then you tell me, after that I have already given you what are the different corresponding angles and all. So after you find that, you will give me the relationship. First relationship you will give me is between corresponding angles. What do you see between corresponding? A and E are corresponding. What do you see about the measures of them? D and H are corresponding. What do you see about the measures of them? That you are going to let me know. Okay. For interior, alternate angles, name it and then do it. For exterior, alternate angles and pair of angles on the same side of the transversal. What do we call this as? Co-interior angles. Let me know the relationship between, or you find out the relationship between these angles according to the measures. Okay, you will be doing for your prep again. We have prep also. This is first prep to find the measures. Now this is prep number 1. Prep number 2 will be exercise 5.2, sum number 1 and 2. Sum number 1 and 2. These two you will do it for your prep. And then we will continue it about it tomorrow. Goodbye and have a nice day.